Good morning, everybody. Well, it's afternoon now here, 12 o'clock on the East Coast. We have like a little overcast over us today, so we're hoping we're going to get through this video. But yesterday, after the fire and the audit and the new boots, I got dropped off at my friend's house where I helped him out with clearing some trees out of his yard. Um, Had to chop up a bunch of stuff. So these trees have been sitting for about 2 years on the ground. And he chopped down this big cedar tree. And I got a nice big branch off of it that's filled with fatwood. And I'm going to get a whole bunch more because fatwood is an amazing resource you can find in nature. In the survival situation, it is like gold. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use it, how to process it to be useful. There's different techniques to use. There's different ways to use it. You can make candles. It's great for fire starting. We're going to get into a couple of the things here today. I don't have pine trees around here to show you where you're going to find this, but I'm going to give you an example throughout this video here. So I'm going to show you exactly where you would find all of this. But fatwood, that's what we're talking about today, guys. Good morning. Good morning. While I'm in front here, I'm not going to be able to see the chat, but I am going to give you a bunch of examples. We're going to try out Angelina's survival bracelet that she gave us. So Angelina gave us this survival bracelet when we seen her in Ohio, and I'm going to utilize this survival bracelet to start this fire. So first off, this right here, you see the darkness in this wood here. This is fatwood. This is a huge chunk of fatwood, and I have so much more. I have so much more. So I'm going to take this down to a usable piece of lumber, a usable piece of fatwood. As you see here, guys, you can see that the branch has rotted off, right? So this is from a long time sitting on the ground. But this used to be connected in a little nook, all right? So let's just picture this guy being a tree, all right? This branch here would have been this guy connected to the base of the tree, okay, on a larger scale on a pine tree, all right? So that right there is the spot, the last spot it's going to rot off. When you look at a tree, this is the last spot you're going to rot off. It's going to rot off. So that's where I took this piece from, was the nook right here where it connects. Where it connects to the base of the tree, right on this spot here. So if I can find that at one point in my other videos, I'll show you. We'll take it off and we'll process it. I don't like to chop up live trees. This one was dead and on the ground already. So it would be similar to this. This would have a little, if this was the main trunk of the tree, this little branch coming out, once it dies and it goes back in to a nub here, it would have a heavy amount of sap in there. So that is what makes this very usable. The sap and the concentration of this in here is what we need. So we're going to take this down to a usable piece. Let's see. I'm going to get started on that. And then what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to use this survival bracelet. I don't have to pop out too much. There's a fire starter in here. So we're going to see if Angelina's survival bracelet can get us a fire started in the woods if necessary. That's all we're going to use to start this fire. So let me get into processing this piece. This is heavily, even the top here, heavily coated with fatwood. So this little guy right here is usable. All of this in here is usable. But we're going to process it down to make it look cool first. All right. And I got some basic tools here. We got our hatchet. We got our little foldable saw right here. All right. That's what I would have used to cut this branch off of the tree or the stump or whatever it was on. And then we have basically just a regular old, that's my bushcraft knife. That's what I use on me when I go in the woods. And of course our bird nest material, because once we get this fatwood started, we're going to need to get it hyped up with some more flames. So we're going to put this stuff to the side for now. We're going to use this guy as a cutting block. We're going to cut this guy down a little bit here. Let's see if we can. Now keep in mind, even the sawdust that's coming off of here is fatwood. So it's going to be highly flammable, the sawdust. I'm going to try to keep some of it on here. This thing is going to gum up my saw blade so bad, all the sap. All right, so as you see here, guys, when I cut into this, it's not so filled with sap as the bottom is. You see how it all went down? So none of this really, I wouldn't use too much of this to start a fire. I'm going to use the top part of this more. So we'll just get rid of that dust so it doesn't interfere with our experiment here. Get all that out. Let me get my little, like a little piece of wood to use as like a knocker. Let's see. Try it like this first. Let's see here. See if I can't skim the side off of this guy. It's not going to work like that. So I'm trying to just get the bark off on a square, but I'm going to have to get a stick here. This will work. All right. So I got my little stick. Let's line this up. Try to get this centered up here. My bottom's not as flat as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to just start in the dirt. I got a cross cut here. But anyway, you're going to take your knife, hit the base of it, and you can shave off stuff, see? Like we're doing here. All right, so that's how you could utilize your knife as kind of a digging or a cutting apparatus there. I'm going to try to square this guy off. Now keep in mind, this pine is going to be extremely rough, extremely tough because the sap is holding it together like glue. So it's not going to be very easy to process sometimes. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. All right. And keep in mind too, this thing was so knotty. It had so many knots in it, this tree. Super hard to cut with the chainsaw and everything. It's kind of a pain. Let's see if we can get this started here. Trying to get a nice chunk out of this. I don't want to waste too much of it, so I'm just shaving it off a little at a time here. Now, you guys might not be familiar with Fatwood, but it is an amazing fire starter, and we're going to get into those properties in a second here. I just want to take some of this down so we can use it. Now, I have done this with my knife a million times. I have a fixed blade or a full ballast on there. Let's see. Now, as I'm getting into this, my fingers are getting sticky from touching it. But if you guys want to understand fatwood a little bit more that I'm not describing here, because I posted it in my my description for a reason, because I'm going to be busy doing this. So you guys, if you'd like to know more, and actually what it is, fatwood, you can look in the description. It has a full definition thanks to Wikipedia. So I'm trying to get this right. Just a curved piece here is giving me a little headache. Thinking about just smacking it with the axe here real quick. Let's see. Ooh, almost had it. There we go. Making a little bit more progress here. Let's get rid of this stuff. This stuff will burn. Now a little fire here. But thank you guys all for joining us today. We're doing a little fatwood processing. See, as we get down here, you can see the consistency of the sap that's been deposited down here. So we're really going for this stuff, this really dark stuff. So that's why I'm trying to process it down and see what we're working with. So I can come down to a reasonable area to use. We're going to do a little like fatwood flashlight that would probably last about 5 minutes or so. But if you have a good source of fatwood, you guys can have light all night, essentially, make enough little candles. But there's a good chunk right there. We're going to keep that on the side. Right, let's see. I thought I picked a better piece, but this guy apparently doesn't have as much as I thought it did. Either way, it's still going to work out, so I'm not too worried about it. And no, you're not going to see me lose my fingers. I don't do stupid stuff like that. So anybody who's worried, just relax. Okay, so we're basically down to here. I'm going to give this guy a nice whack. All right, some of those pieces are pretty good. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. Oh man. Okay. Wow, man, if you could smell that. It's soaked. It's soaked. So I shouldn't be using my hatchet on a brick. Especially if I want to keep my hands. But trying to just get this extra stuff off here. There we go. Nice stick. All right, so here's what we're looking for. This is the best part right here, okay? Let me get in. Let me get in and show you. Hold on. What happened to that? All right. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. All right, I need to show you guys what I'm talking about. So, boom. You see that color? That color right there is what we're looking for. That really dark reddish discoloration there. It's kind of reddish orange. So that's what we're looking for. We're going to shave pieces of this off here, and it's going to catch fire and catch a spark very, very quickly. So that's what we're trying to do. All right, so let's get into that. We're going to start shaving this off. All I'm going to use for this, you saw me process it with an axe and a hatchet. We're going to use this survival knife or survival bracelet here. There we go. That was a good shot. All right, so we popped the bracelet off. And we got a lot of survival cordage. If I do need to do this, I would take this whole thing out, stretch it out, and then I would take it apart because inside there's separate strands. And the best utilize this rope would be to separate those strands and use each one of those strands as a separate piece of string, piece of cordage. And yes, it's called Fatwood, Angie, because all of the sap of the tree eventually drops down into the tree and into the branches, and it collects in the crook or the branch off of the tree. So that's what we're trying to look for. But we have a little survival blade here, guys. It's not, it's very small, but it will be useful in this situation here. There's a compass, there's a whistle. See, I could have blew a whistle back the other day at the rally there, but I didn't. And then in here, we have a little fire starter that slips in. So we have a little fire start. Can we focus today? No? All right, whatever. So we have a little fire starter. So we're going to try to use the fire starter and the knife here. And we're going to try to make a nice little spark to catch this fatwood on fire. So it's going to be hard to shave that fatwood with this piece, but I'm going to simulate me only having, let's see, I could take fatwood out of these branches without really having an axe and stuff. I could find spots, but I'm going to tell you, I could eventually shave it off using this knife. It would take me a long time, but if it was worth it, I would put the calories in. So right now we're going to try to use this and process this wood. I'm going to take this off here, guys, and we're going to use this guy right here. So let's start with a fresh slate. All right. Here. Fresh slate. Okay, we're going to use our little fire starter. I'm going to put that back in there so we don't lose it real quick. All right. Show that back in there. Now, using this guy, I'd probably fold it up and be able to have a little handle out of that paracord. And basically, all I'm going to do is just shave off. See if we can get it on tape. I'm going to shave off little curlies. See those little curlies? See those guys? That's what I'm looking for. Little tiny thin curlies. That's all we're going for with that. I'm try to just shave off a little pile of these, all right? And watch how fast they spark up. It is windy out today, so you're going to have to give me a little room for error. As fires don't like to start in the wind. All right, so we got our little collection of shavings going here. Now, you don't have to go light on this. If you got fatwood, use it. All right, if you got this stuff, use it. So you're going to want as much as you possibly can out of this. And this little knife is actually pretty sharp. The knife's actually pretty sharp. And it's nicely shaving these guys off here. See now? I'll eventually get you in to show you the close-up of what I'm doing. But I'm using the back side of the blade. I'm not using a cutting motion. Now I'm pushing with the blade and I'm making these little curlies. See? So that's all I'm doing is super, super thin, fine little curls of this material here, this fatwood. And I'm going to show you how well this stuff lights up with a little spark. So we're going to use this survival bracelet the way it was intended. Now, just because you have a fire starter doesn't mean you're starting a fire. You have to know little tricks of the trade, and this is one of them. Fatwood is a survival piece of gold. If you can find this stuff, it is absolutely gold. All right, I got this from my friend's house yesterday because I know in the area I am right now, there are no pine trees to show you an example of. So that'll do it. See that? See that, everybody? That'll do it right there. Let's show you guys a little close up here what I'm talking about. So see those little curls of the wood? Yes, absolutely. Powder it down and carry it in a pouch. It is so easy it's not that hard to find this stuff, guys. It's pretty much in your backyard. If you have a broken branch off your pine tree, right, and there's like a stub sticking out, knock it off with a hammer or saw, and I guarantee you'll find the same stuff inside. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to try to catch a spark to this off of this little survival bracelet. Thank you to Angelina. Angelina getting a big shout out today over here. So hold on, guys. Let's see if I can't get a little closer. And we'll point us down. Will that work? Am I allowed to? It's my tripod. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's get a little bird's eye of what we're doing here. So I'm going to get this piece of fatwood out of the spot here. So this is where you would find it. You have a pine tree, and this is the main tree. It would be like a branch sticking off, and you'd see this golden color inside. That golden color is all of that fatwood, all the sap that's been sticking out. See, now this, I'm going to turn this into a little candle. I'll show you how in a second. Let's first get our fire started here. So I have a small pile. This is a small pile. I would make probably 2 or 3 times the size, just in case it didn't catch the first time. I have a little bit of backup. So we took our little fire starter out of the bracelet here, as you can see. And we are going to attempt to make a spark with this tiny little ferrocerium rod. All right, but it is doable. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is find the middle of this thing, and I'm going to shave some of this rod into the pile here, which will help me in a second here when I go to actually catch a spark off the rod. It will help burn that, I believe it's magnesium. It'll help burn it in the middle of this. So I'm just shaving a little off to get this started. And we're using a survival bracelet, guys. Will a survival bracelet help you in a survival situation? Are you ready? Hold on. It's hard to get a spark off this guy. I know I will. Oh, I had it. Hold on. Oh. Gotta keep fixing it here. It's hard with this little spot I got. What's happening is I can't get a good push off of what I'm using here. Oh. Get in there. I'm getting a little spark now. Man, hold on. It's hard with this little guy. I probably could do better with the longer blade. I'm starting to get a better spark here. Hold on. Oh, we'll get her. Too stubborn to give up. Man, it's hard to get a spark off this little rod, but I'm going to prove it can be done. Get in there. Huh? I know there's probably like 100 people giving me pointers in the chat, but we got to learn. I got a bad spot here. Hold on. Let me move myself so I can get a better grip on this here. Oh, that's not it. There we go. There we go. All right. Here we go, guys. I got the fire started with the damn what's it called? Survival bracelet. All right, so there we go. We got fire. Survival bracelet fire. That was 10 times harder than a ferrocerium rod that I've used. But as you guys will see, this Fatwood burns very, very good. So let's get a little going here. We'll just light the tip of this on fire. This is what I would consider like a candle. All right, so we got I'll get her going here. Hold on. Well, hold on. Damn it. Well, it looks like we lost it. Looks like we lost it. That's okay. All right. Well, we could always do it again. But there it is, guys. Fatwood, starting a fire with Fatwood. with a survival bracelet. I probably gotta get that going a little faster if I had my regular rod. And just pooped out just watching. Yeah, guys, survival isn't easy. There's bushcraft techniques, things like that. It's not easy stuff. It takes work. If you're not willing to put in the work, I mean, it might be the difference between you staying alive or not. But we did work this piece of little rod down. But this is what we started a fire with, guys. A knife that's almost as big as my pinky, my thumbnail, and a ferrocerium rod that's about smaller than that. But we did it. If I really needed to maintain that fire, I would have. I was trying to think more of trying to get the torch lit, but I didn't do it. We did it, though. We got the fire going, guys. Let's see. Will this work out? All right, so let's just say the fire was going already. All right, now with the windy day here, it's kind of screwing me up. But I'm going to try to show you the benefit of Fatwood. It burns really good because of the turpentines and things inside the wood here. So I just got to get her going. But once it starts burning, see, the wind is killing me today. The wind's killing me. But once it starts burning, it burns like a little candle. But for the sake of the live, I'm not going to sit here and waste time the whole day trying to show you guys how to get it lit. Once the fire is lit, you can get these little torches and you stick them in the ground, and you can have a little bit of light here and there around the campsite. Not to mention, like, it's great for, like, if you need to cook, you set a couple of these up on the ground, and they stay cooking. You know, they stay burning at a certain temperature, which is nice to cook on. But there you have it, guys. There's Fatwood. That was our introduction to Fatwood here. Let's see. I'm going to put you guys back up over here. So what I would do is, if I was going to have this in my bag, I'm going to make sure to go to my buddy's house and get better pieces that aren't so knotty. But if I was going to do it, I would have this piece in my bag. Let's see if I can get this process down a little bit more here to the good stuff. But even this chunk right here, it's nice to just have little chunks in your bag, guys. If you're trying to get a fire started in the rain, this is like a really good source. Hold on. That's it. I have to sharpen that now. So I would just take pieces like this. I would just take a piece like that, shove it in my bag, and now I have it. All right, so now I got a bunch of sticks of Fatwood. So these guys I can all use to get fire started very quickly now. I do have more. There's more stuff here. And see, as it burns, it releases the saps. So this stuff is like super potent stuff here. But I did manage to get a fire started with Fatwood with a survival bracelet. So that was pretty fun. Am I gonna keep that one? Yeah, why not? Oh God, that was horrible. Horrible. At least there was no fingers in there, but I'm definitely gonna have to sharpen that blade now. And I could have just used this guy off the bat, and that would just give you a bitch. Guys, don't use your hatchet. I just do like one of those stupid mistakes. Don't use your hatchet on a piece of rock or cinder block. It's not a good idea. Good way to break your stuff. I'm trying to process these pieces down a little bit so I can put them in a couple survival bags, things like that. But you don't want to use your hatchet on a piece of cinder block or a rock or anything like that. All right, so for fun, we're going to do it again. All right. So just for fun, we're going to do it again, and we're going to try to get that fire going. Let's see how we can do here. So what I'm going to do instead now is I'm going to use my saw. All right. And we're going to process this down basically into dust. And we're going to use that. We're going to use that to try to start the fire. So let me get some of this going. I don't want to go too fast with the saw. I'll lose all my dust on the ground. So I'm going to try to go nice and easy here. Just make a little pile and knock it off the piece of fatwood I'm using. Now, this is some good stuff. It's like soaking wet with sap. All right, we are getting a storm rolling through probably soon, so we're going to have a little bit of wind here in a second. Don't mind the wind. All right, so I'm getting my pile nice and big this time because I lose half of it trying to start the damn fire. All right, all right, all right. I'm getting there. Maybe another one of these here, and we'll try her again. But I want to say at least that I can start a fire with that survival bracelet. You know, it's always good, guys, to test out your equipment and test out your stuff you're going to be using for your everyday carry. You know, your EDC kit. All right, so there we go, guys. We have sawed some of the inside of this fatwood out into a dust, and we're going to be using that here. All right, let's make a nice little pile. There we go. This saw is pretty badass, guys. It's a Frisker saw. I don't know. It wasn't too expensive, but it's a foldable saw. It gets into a couple cool different little angles, so that way you can utilize that to get branches in weird spots. And there's our little candle we're going to try next. Let's see. Oh, I need a little tinder bundle now. To get this fire started again. I'm not even going too hard with that. I'm just going to get a couple little things here. Oh, thank you so much to all the noise in the background. I really appreciate that. That's nice. Survival bracelet up. Let's see if we can wait for that guy real quick. We're going to wait for him real quick. Maybe you could just move that machine a little quicker down the road. That would be nice. All right, guys. Now, we're going to do this again, but with the dust. It's more of a dust form of like sawdust form of the fatwood, okay? So here's the fatwood, guys. It's really super saturated with sap. We're going to use our survival bracelet from Angelina Jones, courtesy of Angelina Jones. Hooked us up with this, guys. We have a little fire starter here, right here that pops out, and that knife, and that's what we're going to be using for this. So, round two. Round two. I'm going to get a couple of these guys set. Leaves are great. I don't care what anybody says. You can use leaves to get a fire started. So we're going to use some leaves right there. Knock this into there. So the idea here is to catch a spark on one of these little tiny curls of sawdust. You can see it's pretty stuck together. It's pretty saturated with sap, guys. It's like really, really saturated. So I'm going to try this again here. Aha! Almost. The hard part is aiming it. Aiming the spark into the pile. And try to shave a little magnesium off into it. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. A little fire. Got a little fire going there. All right, all right, all right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little fire going. As you see that when you make it smaller, it catches much quicker. And it is burning like crazy now. I think we figured it out. The survival bracelet. I was using the rod wrong. Thought I'd figure it out. Did we put it out? We put it out. Okay, hold on. Didn't take that much to get it going. There we go. So once again, we got our little pile going now. And once that's going, I mean, we could start getting some more bigger stuff on it and getting it going here. It just needs air. That little pile needs some air. That's all. But if I had to, I could have a nice big fire pit ready for this and maintain it for a while. But, you know, we're just having it on a little brick here. I'm not trying to survive out in the wild off of this, but we managed to start the fire a few times now off of the rod. And I've managed to put it out a few times as well. But like I said, it lights up quite quickly, this stuff. Apparently I just gotta get the right spot. But I just want to make sure, it's not good to just get it once, because obviously if I did just get it once and I threw this somewhere, it would have been a problem. There we go. All right, so we're back on fire. So I'm just going to use that to light my little torch here. As you see, it burns pretty well just by itself. I don't need much to get it going. And to maintain it, it kind of burns itself. Actually, me adding things to it seemed to have done a worse job. Wow. That was cool. All right, so we'll put some fatwood around it. See if we can't get a little bit of it going here. We'll try to maintain this little guy. Let's see. Just trying to stack a couple little pieces of fatwood around it that we've shaved off. And try to maintain this little tiny fire we got on this rock here. Just to show you guys, I won't just let it go out. Obviously, I would start another fire. But it is absolutely maintainable. You can get a nice little fire out of this fatwood. And as you see, it burns nice and hot. As long as you don't smother it like I've been doing. But you just slowly add to it. Try to maintain it. But yeah, this thing would light up like a torch. Let's try this piece here. See, this guy is like completely saturated. We're going to just light that guy on. And that'll burn like a little torch, like a little candle. It'll just burn itself down. Now, keep in mind, guys, the smoke off of this fatwood is, it burns black. It's super full of sap. But yeah, even in the wind, guys, the wind's ripping on it, and this fatwood continues to burn. And I'm just going to use all fatwood so you guys see how durable this fire would be. I do have weather moving in too, so it is kind of a good example of the wind and this fire here when it comes to fatwood. But yeah, but even for being how small it is, we're going to put our fire starter, of course, back into the bracelet so we don't lose it. Thank you to Angelina Jones for providing the spark that lit this fire today. We appreciate that, Angelina. So, guys, today we have been talking about fatwood. This is fatwood right here. I have a whole bunch of it now. If you guys want your own fatwood, let me know. I can make bundles up and send it to you. So you don't have to go searching for your own in the woods. If you'd like to stay home and practice this, I'd be more than happy to send you guys some fatwood. Maybe I'll make my own brand of fatwood. We'll have the Jersey J Survival Fatwood available for sale in stores near you soon. Got a nice, this one's pretty saturated. So it probably only needs like a second in there. And then bam. So as you see, guys, this fatwood is highly flammable. Highly flammable. It's something that this thing will burn for a good, couple minutes. I got now a candle, a little match. And if I have to transfer this to somewhere else, it kind of stays lit nice. This piece is still raging. You see? So it's windy too. It's super windy outside. You can see by the fire, the wind is ripping on it right now. Here it comes. Let's see how we survive. You can hear the flag in the background ripping. The wind is ripping right now. And our Fatwood fire is burning hotter than it was earlier. The wind can try, but it's pretty much not going to knock this fire out. I think I did a better job of putting it out earlier than the wind is doing. But the wind, you saw, guys, the wind was just ripping on this fire. And this is a great example of why you use Fatwood to get your fire started. And especially in rain, if you're going to find all the stuff in the area is wet, what you're going to do is find one of these crooks in the tree, in a pine tree, and you're going to want to cut off that limb. And in that limb is going to be this saturated stuff called Fatwood. Full definition, guys, if you're wondering, is in my description of the video. I did add that in there so that way you guys could do your own research, because I'm going to leave a lot of stuff out. So not on purpose, only because it's taking effort to get these fires going and do this stuff. So I figure you guys can read along while we're doing this. But I'm creating a low compact fire. I don't want it high up in the air where there's a lot of air. I'm trying to keep it small. I'm not trying to keep it big, just maintaining it for you guys to see what's going on. But yeah, I'm pretty much, that's it. This is how you would utilize Fatwood. It's super, super great for survival situations. This wood that you can find in a pine tree, pretty much any pine tree, any evergreen. If you find those pieces, especially if it's been sitting around for a while and it's been dead, especially if it's been dead for a while, you can do that. So, who we got in the room here today? Let's see. Dude, I got some guy texting me today. He needs to chill out. I haven't said anything he's saying. He's like going overboard. I'm like texting him and he's just freaking out. Relax, dude. I know you're watching. Just chill out. I don't know why you're getting all crazy over YouTube. Let's see who's in the room here today. We got Chill Pill, Sassy and Sweet, Carol Burton, Kim Yo, Mom of One, Fry TV in the room. Chill Pill, Chilled. Let's see. Red Squirrel's here. That's my dude. Red Squirrel. Viking Marjo. Hello, Marjo. Welcome to the room. As you see, guys, we got a little raging fire going here with our Fatwood. I figured Red would love this episode because he'd be able to say Fatwood a million times, not be weird. Yeah, so this stuff will burn super hot. It will make sure that your fire gets started. That's for sure. So if you have this Fatwood underneath that like kind of damp wood that you're trying to burn, it will cook it up. It will definitely get it going. So I just, yes, the sap, guys, it's sap. It's like there's turpentines. There's a lot of different stuff going on in this Fatwood. Like I said, in the description of this video is much more clear on what Fatwood is. I'm trying to give you an example of how to use it. And, you know, I learn more every day. So when I put that into the description, I actually read all of it. I just, I have a hard time retaining information sometimes. But this fire, you guys saw the wind was just ripping on it and couldn't put it out. Now, this is good, too, for the rain, guys. If it's a little damp out, if it's raining, this stuff's awesome to get a fire started. You saw after I started using the rod right. See that black smoke, though? It's real thick black smoke. That's not very good to breathe in. And luckily, it's going right in my face. That's cool. Hold on. I'm going to try to... I can't blow it out. Put that back in there. I can't blow it out, guys. Now, if I were to use this Fatwood, I can actually process it down and get a pine pitch out of it. And that's for another episode. That's when I'm going to have a well more established bushcraft site. We'll start doing stuff like that. But I could process this fat wood down and get pine pitch out of it, which we could use for glue. Native Americans used it for everything, like waterproofing things. Seriously, it's one of the best resources out there. Fatwood is one of the best things you could find out here, guys. As far as resources for survival. So I'm going to give you an example of pine pitch right now, okay? Because I see it dripping out of here. So this stuff right here, this black tar substance at the end here, it looks like weed resin. This is pine pitch. And it's just dried. But this is pine pitch, and when it's dry, it dries as a glue. All right? So what's happening is, as the one end of the wood heats up, it's pushing and melting the sap to come out. Let's see if I can't get this out here. I'll show you the end here. Hold on. I'll show you this end. You see this black tar right here? You see it coming off of the end of that? See that? It's all melting towards the end. What it's going to do is it's going to have this tarry substance. See? Oh, you can't really see it. A tarry substance. And as it dries, it's going to become like a rock. You can see it dripping down. You can see it dripping down the piece of wood here as it melts. It melts the sap underneath it. That drips down and allows it to stay on fire. And it will drip on my hand eventually. So, you can see a little pile of it right here. And pine pitch is sticky as hell. Yeah, absolutely. Angelina Jones, you're responsible for this fire today. This survival bracelet that you gave me, indeed, can help me survive. Beth Dutton, yes, comes in with the pine pitch is literally the original Flex Seal. It also has medicinal properties. Absolutely, guys. We'll get into pine pitch. We'll get into pine pitch. I did want to show you Fatwood today. Today's episode is brought to you by Fatwood. And that is pretty much, dude, I can't pick up the phone while I'm on a live. People are so fun. Like, they see my lives up and they're like, I'm going to call him while he's on a live. All right. So anyway, guys, that is our episode for today. I just wanted to do a little short 1 hour episode on Fatwood. Just prove to you guys that survival bracelets are actually useful in survival. I don't usually go with something that small to try to save my life, but just wearing it around and having it is a nice thought to know that I could do this if I had to. There we go. We'll get rid of this cigarette butt too. Anyway, all right, guys. So that is it for today. I do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for joining us on our Fatwood episode. And like I said before, usually, if you hit that like, share, subscribe button, we can get into this into the eyes of more people who might not know about Fatwood or how to just do survival fires or anything like that. So anything you guys do, appreciate it. I love you, and I'll see you on the next episode.